My name is Celeste. I'm the Education Director at Beaver Brook Association Nature Center here in Hollis, New Hampshire. And I've been composting and educating people about composting for 35 years now. I want to tell you how easy it is to do backyard composting, that's the goal, and to encourage you to try to expand or start a compost unit in your backyard. If you live in an apartment, you can, in many communities in this area, you can bring your compost to the transfer station and they'll compost it. Or if you're really adventurous, you can get an earthworm bin and compost indoors. Backyard composting is the easiest way to reduce our trash volume. If everyone composted, our towns and cities would save 25% of all the money they spend on trash disposal. This also helps save on incinerator and landfill space. Separating your food waste also helps your trash be less smelly and less wet, and that's a benefit I like. Compost is also the single most important thing you can add to your lawn and garden. It fuels plant growth and it restores vitality to your plants. It's free too, and it's easy to make, and it's good for the environment. Many people call it black gold, and here they call it gardener's gold. So I'm going to show you how to start making a compost pile, and well, our goal is really to turn this kitchen waste into this finished product, which is dry, it's already been sieved. And to me that's almost magical to be able to do that. So let's take this compost over and get started. Composting in this little spot. We're going to use bare ground because that will help all the microbes that are in the soil and have been deep in the earth over the winter be attracted to come up as it gets warmer and munch all this food waste down and garden waste. So that'll let the earthworms have access if we don't have a barrier. So you don't have to do this, but if you have some coarse material, like this is ornamental grasses, can use twigs. We're going to put a little base down because the food waste tends to be wet and heavy. And that's why it saves so much money to not have to truck it to a waste facility. This will give it some air space underneath and a little drainage too. So what we're going to do is blend our kitchen waste, which we call green waste. So green materials are food waste, coffee filters, but it could also be fresh grass clippings and other garden waste. We're going to blend that with brown carbon-rich materials such as dried leaves, dried pine needles. You can even use a little shredded paper if you have access to that. You're just working with what you have in your backyard. So I'm going to start, what do we got here that we can compost? We have eggshells, some old bread, citrus rinds, an apple that looks pretty good but has been laying around the office fridge for a long time. Coffee filters, these are, you can put the paper and the coffee grounds right in. Tea bags are fine, even the little paper. Some popcorn, some pistachio shells, some pine needles. What other things do we have here? Some very moldy, yucky food that's been in the refrigerator, freezer. Let's see. We also have some radish leaves that are yucky, some scallions. I don't want to put the elastic from the produce into, well, you can fish it out later. I happen to be growing microgreens, so that seed mat can go in. Onion peels, good. Even wet paper towels that maybe you've used in the kitchen area sink, that's okay. Got more bread, so I'm going to put all of this, whoops, look at that. This was from our maple sugaring program, but those little sticks will give us a little air. Coffee grounds. All right, so now for every amount of green, fresh waste I'm putting in, I know that doesn't look green, but it means green, nitrogen rich. I'm going to put twice as much brown material in because that is the best ratio to make all the microorganisms happy. They like a certain carbon nitrogen mix. There's a lot of leaves here. Alright, I think that is about 2 to 1. Roughly. And because it's been very dry lately, we've had a lot of wind. Add a little water. That's not something you normally have to worry about with rain and just an open compost bin like this, but just because my ingredients were a little dry today, I'm going to do that just to give them a little jump start. Now if we had, I don't have any today, but if you have access to any sort of agricultural manure, if you just have a little gallon of either cow manure, horse manure, rabbit is fine, I've used llama, goat, and chicken of course, that you could just sprinkle a little of that in and that will get your compost going twice as fast. It's okay if you don't have it. What you can do to give it some good microbes is to use some dirt from the adjacent area, just regular soil, and sprinkle that on because what you're doing is adding a lot of microbes to the food that you just added. The very cool thing about compost, live compost, is that in 1 teaspoon of compost there are literally billions of little bacteria, nematodes, fungi that we can't see. And so this stuff is really alive. And I'm going to hope this afternoon it's supposed to be in the mid-50s. And usually in this latitude, mid to late April is a good time to expect the compost to start heating up. I compost all winter, but that material isn't breaking down over the winter. It's too cold. But you can leave it out there, and then when it warms up, you just turn it, mix it, and it'll break down quickly. And then the finished compost, which I showed you briefly over here, can be dried, sieved, or you can just put it on your garden lumpy, and it's a wonderful soil amendment. Even if you don't use it, you've kept so much waste from going to the incinerator or landfill that it's worthwhile. It happens in nature all the time. The leaves, the pine needles, everything else is decomposing. Thank goodness that it all decomposes or we'd be buried in dead plant material. But you can accelerate it by doing it in your backyard. And a couple of questions that people always are asking. Will it attract wildlife to my area? I don't want bears and skunks. If you are concerned about that, you might want a more closed compost with a little gate or a lid. There's many different designs of compost bins. We won't get into all of them right now, but you can have a closed system. I've used an open wire and wood system at my home for over 30 years, and I haven't had any wildlife problems living in the middle of town too. So another concern that people often ask about is, will it smell? I don't want stinky compost in my backyard or near my house. Proper compost unit does not smell. If you have any ill odors to your compost, that means usually you need to mix it, get some air into it, or add some more dry materials. People's tendency is to maybe put a little too much food waste in without balancing it with the dry material, and then it just becomes a very wet, anaerobic situation, and that's what begins to smell. You want these little creatures in your compost to be to have oxygen and to have food and to have some moisture. You've got to keep them alive like pets. So think that way if you have any issues with bad smells. And you can reach many different sources of answers on the internet or through our local organizations and UNH Cooperative Extension. So thank you. And thank you to my videographer, Kathy Ingram.